Now we come back to Israel. Dozens of young Jews from India are in Israel on their so-called birthright trip, and many are celebrating their bar mitzvahs over the last week here at the Western Wall at Jerusalem's Old City. Part of the experience. Now the group is the first from India in some 5 years, if I have it right. The participants, they came mainly from Mumbai. Also, if I have that right, home to some 1,500 Jews out of a population of nearly 12 million people. In line with the program's mission there, many of them are here in Israel for the first time ever. But we are joined now by Rishona Tambde, a participant with the Israel experience. Thanks for joining us in the studio here. I understand that the program's wrapped up at this point, so you're able to join us. Those trips keep you very busy, I know. So I understand there's a big portion of the group that had these bar mitzvahs at the old city walls. Yeah.
Yes.
Tell us about that experience, the emotions, or how that went.
I was one of them.
Oh, great.
I had my bat mitzvah.
Didn't have a chance to learn that yet. That's great. Well, Mazal Tov, as we say. Great.
Toda. So yes, the experience which I had, the feeling I felt was so good. It was so overwhelming. I always wanted to have my bat mitzvah, like back in India, like for something I did not. And it was a very big surprise for me when Madrid, she told that you can have your bat mitzvah here.
Oh, wow.
And that too in Kotel.
So you didn't really know until you kind of got into this experience that would be an option for you? That's amazing.
Yeah, it was so good. Like when I had, I could see my childness in there. I could see the 12-year-old Rishona sitting over there, and I was so happy.
That's really nice.
It was so overwhelming to share my experience, to have such a big thing in Israel.
Yeah.
And I felt very welcoming.
How's the experience been? I know, I mean, for a lot of you, or maybe not your case, I didn't have a chance to get to know you so well, but the first time, it's a lot of, I mean, the idea is bringing people to Israel for their first time, exposing them to the country. I know many of you, or at least on the program, may have been here earlier in childhood, but this is the first sort of organized exposure to the country. What were the first impressions? I mean, how, as a group coming from India, have you been well received? Did you get a nice greeting at least?
We did got like really nice greetings, and it was my first time in Israel.
Wow.
And to experience Israel in 10 days was obviously not enough, but it was so much good for me, so much. Like we've been to places, and the people over here are so good. And yeah, everything, I felt very homely. Like I felt this is my second home. When I stepped my feet on the land, I feel very good, very blessed, and yeah, it was so magical. Like I have extended my trip here, and I'm here with my relatives, but those 10 days were very different.
Busy. You run around the country, have a good time, and now you're sticking around. Are you considering staying for a long time, or is it a family visit? What are you doing?
Now it all depends. Like it also depends on my career. Like I work as an assistant director back in Mumbai.
Oh.
So, but no, here it is very different. Everything is so good, so beautiful.
Different keyword, yes. No doubt about that. Rishona Tambde, thanks for being with us, and welcome to Israel.